This is Rhachelle Nicol with Gospel Central. After an evening with Tina Campbell in Stockton, California, I must say it was an amazing, once again, an amazing, I can't even say performance, service.
Awesome, thank you.
And it's just a blessing to be able to have you guys both here together today to interview and to speak about the process as well as the purpose for all of this. One question I have is, working together now, being on the road together, how is that going for the both of you all?
It's going awesome. My husband is my prayer partner. He's the guy that I do everything with. That wasn't the case before, our devastation in our marriage. But since then, God has kind of created this wonderful union and relationship where we do everything together. The book that I put out, I Need a Day to Pray, we prayed those prayers together once a week, every week for about 14 months. The album that I did, my husband executive produced the album and produced some of the songs, and I didn't even know that my husband was a producer, and he pretty much spearheaded that entire project. Being on the road, my husband is my prayer partner. He is my spiritual covering. And so he helps to keep me on my toes. He helps to keep me encouraged. I help to keep him encouraged. And then, we're able to love on each other too. So that's always an added benefit. So it's awesome having him. Sometimes he wears me out because he operates a little differently than I do on the road. So sometimes that's a little challenging. But I take the good with the bad because I love him. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Now, how has it been for you with being so open about your testimony? How's it been for you being on the other end as she's ministering and sharing those details of just about what happened?
Well, I feel like, I told my wife a little while ago that what we went through wasn't for us, because what happens is when you allow God, when you submit to God and let Him do what He does and be God, then you're going to get God-like results. And we were on that path, and that's what we were doing. We really wanted God to change us individually and then change our marriage. So to me, it was kind of like, in the beginning, I was like, oh, this is rough. I don't know if I'm going to get her back, you know what I mean? But then there was a piece about it throughout the process, and I was like, man, this is just going to be, it's going to be amazing because we're doing it God's way. I really believe that. So I felt like it wasn't for us, it was for other people, because there's a lot of people that don't have that same kind of hope. They don't have that same kind of hope in God. They think that their situation is too bad or that God is too far away from them or whatever. For whatever reason they don't think that this kind of miracle can happen for them. So people need a modern day miracle. They need a Daniel in the lion's den, kind of, Moses parting the Red Sea miracle, and that's what we are. So when my wife is testifying, first of all, she's talking about the old man. Mm-hmm. She's talking about the old situation. So right now, even if you're a hater, you got to be able to tell that something's different. What I mean? So this is new. What she's talking about is old, but it's a testimony so that whoever is hearing it can say, you know what, if that's what was and this is what is, sign me up. I want to be down with Jesus. I want to take that I want to take that road of healing and deliverance and freedom like they did. So when she's talking, I'm like, she's talking about old Ted. That ain't even who I am right now. So it doesn't bother me.
Now talk about that confession process. What point were you at when you was like, you know what, I have to come clean? What was that?
Well, that was, for me, it was, there was times where my wife wanted to know everything about me and everything that I had done and who I was. And I felt in those moments that she couldn't handle it, because it was so bad. But, there was a peace that came over me because God told me if I really wanted to be delivered and set free and not have any remnants of whatever my old life was, that I needed to let that go. I needed to not only confess it to Him, but tell her. And so the Holy Spirit assured me that she can handle it. Because I was like, no, she can't handle it. Mm-hmm. So the Lord was like, no, she can handle it, because what's going to happen is once you confess it and you free, you're going to be able to help her handle it. You know what I mean? And I was like, well, no, that don't make sense. You know what I mean? But that was a God process.
Yeah.
So and literally when I was able to really accept forgiveness for myself and really accept God's real, true love for me, like no matter what I had done, and even while I was in my sin, I was still being blessed. God was still blessing me. So he showed me in that moment that he had never left me. So when I really accepted that forgiveness and that love and that relationship that he wanted with me, I'd accept that relationship and I started loving him back. I wasn't afraid. So I was like, oh, well, if whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, and God told me to do it, and I know he loved me, I know he forgave me, so I kept it real with him. I'm gonna keep it real with my wife and hope for the best.